Let's create another autumn-themed page in our journals using one of the prompts from the prompt list that Maud and I have put together for you, which you can find linked below. Welcome, it's Barbara. So I'm going to be creating a page using prompt number 8, which states, go on a walk and take a photo or several of something autumn themed. Leaves, colors, patterns, pumpkin, etc. and add it to your page. So as always, I will circle this so I know that I have done this. And I also need a new page because my current page, which is the first page of my third signature of my future journal, which I don't have yet, so this page is full and I need to add another page. So I chose another book page, which seems to be another beautiful Dutch vintage book page. And I'm going to fold this in half, and this will be my new page, which will then be added to this one somehow. So I have been on a lovely city walk today, and I took the opportunity since it was nice and sunny, and I took some photos on my walk. These are the photos I took, and I have printed them on some heavier weight paper. I think this is like 160 GSM, I think. And as you can see here, they are square. I've already taken them in a square mode on my phone, but they don't have to be. This was just my preference. You can just use normal photos as well. And on the back side, I just printed one of my coffee dyed background prints from my shop. And so this way I don't have a white background which I then need to somehow dye or distress or whatever. They are ready to go. And if you're not sure how to get your photos on a page like this to then just print in one, I will show you how to do that right here. I would use the program Canva, which has a free version, and I will link it down below for you. So you just go to A4 document, or if you're in the US, I'm sure they also have the format for the US. So then you get a blank page. Then you have an option to upload your photos from your computer. Then you just have to choose where they are on the computer. So I go to my file and I just mark them all, and then they are uploaded into Canva. You see here how they are slowly uploading. And then all you need to do is you just drag them one by one onto your blank page, and you can also resize them by just moving the corners of the picture. And it also helps you with guidelines if you want to line them up. For example, if you want to make them the same size, it will show you lines automatically when they're lined up. And then you just do that with all your photos until you have them all. You can also add another page if you have more photos than fit on the page. You see there on the bottom it says add a page. And you just continue to do that until you're happy. I mean, it doesn't really matter in this case if they're lined up or not, because you're just printing them to cut them out anyway. But at least it helps you to get them all the same size if you want them to be the same size, although it's also fun to have them in various sizes, especially if you're going to put them in pockets or something. So once you have all of those, you can give it a title if you want to maybe save it first in case you want to make changes later. You have it there in your saved files. And then you can just go on that arrow to download, and the easiest is probably to just download it PDF print, which is what it suggests to you anyway, and then it downloads it to your computer as a PDF. So you see there on the bottom left, in my case it has it there, your computer might have it somewhere else. And then you can open your PDF Yep, so there's your PDF that you can then print. Okay, but let's say maybe you cannot go out for some reason, or you don't want to go out, or the weather is bad, but you really want to do this in your journal. Then there's of course another option as well. I highly recommend, as I've done several times, the Biodiversity Heritage site. And I will show you how to find beautiful copyright photos from there that you can use instead. You can just go to the Biodiversity Heritage Library, which I will link for you below as well. It is again free. And up on the top, in the search field, you just put autumn and it will automatically suggest photos, for example. And then you go to any license, you click there and you click on no known copyrights. That's very important. And then you can see all the wonderful photos they have there. And you just choose one that you want to have in your journal. And you just click on that. For example, we'll click on these beautiful red mushrooms. And then on the right, it will give you an option to download. There's an arrow to download on the bottom, and then you choose your size. I would take, for example, medium, and then you just download it to your computer. My next step will be to simply cut all these out with my paper trimmer. And since I had this background printed on the back, I'm of course going to keep all these cut-offs because I think they will be great for stamping words on, to not have like a white background. So maybe let me show you these photos that I took today. So I live in Vienna, Austria, and I just had a walk around the city, and it's really interesting if you walk around the area that you always live in and your mind is tuned in to a certain subject, you will all of a sudden notice things that you don't notice when you're out and walking or when you're on an errand, because you're just not thinking about those things. But when you think autumn and you go outside your door, you will all of a sudden notice the most beautiful things. So this here, for example, was at a flower stand. So I think if you're in a city, your best place is probably flower shops and markets, because that's at least where I found most of my motives. Then this was also at a flower shop, like a flower shop that had like a stand in the street. This was from our biggest market that we have, like food market we have in Vienna, which is called the Naschmarkt. So like a farmer's market or something, I'm sure would have beautiful pictures. This was again at the flower stand. This is like cabbage. Then this was, I think this one was some decoration at a table. It was like a basket with for some decoration at a table for a restaurant, which had some outside seating. This is again from the market. Some grapes. This is of course from the flower shop, as well as these. This is just a leaf I found on the sidewalk and I just picked it up because it had the most beautiful colors. This was again at a flower shop, I think. I'm not sure where this one was actually, but it's pretty. This was again at the market. And this was just on the sidewalk. Somebody had planted some autumn themed flowers and I just thought the colors were beautiful. And this one has a different shape because this is one that I think I might journal on a little bit about my walk today. So the next step I want to do is, just because it's fun, I'm going to round the corners of all of these photos with my small corner rounder. So then they look like this. So I will do that with all of these, and I will also ink around all of the edges. So everything is inked up now on the front and the back. I know you can hardly see it, but I see it. It does make a difference for me. And now you're probably wondering, but how are we going to add all these photos to our page? Well, there's many different ways. you can do it. But what I've chosen to do is, do you maybe remember that we've done just recently this tuxedo pocket? And if you haven't seen this video on how to make this tuxedo pocket, then I will link that video for you below again. And originally I had wanted to add it to my journal, but then decided against it because it is simply too bulky the way I made it. So I want to give this another try because I love the concept and the pocket is so much fun. So I want to see if I can make a thinner version of this for my journal. So I have this version, which I also showed in that video, where I just used some coffee dyed paper to make this pocket. Again, if you want instructions of how to make this, please refer to that other video. I'm not going to go through the whole process again. And I'm just gonna change one small thing. So this is the basic pocket. And I want to glue this into my book. And so if I glue it, it doesn't make sense to have a pocket in the back. So one thing is I could just take it as it is and glue it in and not worry about the pocket, but it does add another layer of bulk. So what I am simply going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and cut along those two creases and simply remove that part of the pocket. So now it's nice and flat on the back and I can just glue this in, but I won't do that quite yet. So now of course we have this pocket which is just a flap as well as this one. So I'm first going to ink up all of my edges all around and then we'll glue those shut. Now all of my edges are inked up and I was just thinking before I actually glue my pockets down, I think this time to make sure that my pocket stays closed rather than putting a twine around it like I did here. I mean, this is very cute, I think, with the twine, but just to try something different. And I also had a request from one of my viewers to show how I would do that. I'm going to add a little magnet. I got these magnets from Amazon in Germany, so I will link that link. I'm sure you can find something similar on Amazon.com. So they are really super tiny, like this. Whoops, I just jumped back. They are really strong. Whoops, see, it doesn't even want to stay on my finger. So this is what it looks like. It is really super, super small. And so I need 2 of these. So I will add them with a bit of my 3-in-1 glue. You use your strongest glue that you have. So not something like a glue stick. And well, maybe we should think about first where to put them. I need to decide, how do I want my pocket to close? Do I want it to close this way or this way? And since I'll be putting it on this page, which is going to open this way, I think I want my pocket, actually it really doesn't matter. Maybe I want it to open this way first and then this way, but it actually really doesn't matter. But that's what I'm gonna go with. So that means I need a magnet inside my pocket here. So the pocket will cover that. And then I need one inside my pocket here. So this flap will cover that. So let's start off by putting one inside here. So I'm going to take my glue and make sure that it's inside the pocket. And just put a dot there. It only takes a dot because the magnet is small. So, and I'm just setting that on top like that. I'm just making sure that it is covered up by the pocket. And what I'm going to do is, because I don't want anything catching on it when I slide something in, I'm going to cover it with another piece of coffee dyed paper. So I'm just gonna cut out a square like this and then place it, glue it on top. Make sure that this piece of paper does not stick out from the flap. So you see now it's completely covered up. You can hardly see it. And now I can put my flap over it, but maybe I will first glue this magnet on. So now to make sure that it's in the right spot, I'll just place it on the paper and it will automatically find its counterpart. So see, even if I move it a little bit, it will automatically go. It'll go right to the place it needs to be. So now I know I need to put my glue dot there and stick it down like this. And I again cover it up with another piece of scrap. And now I can close both of my flaps. So now you'd never know that there was a magnet underneath, but it closes nicely. So you see it just kind of snaps closed. There. Let's move on to the inside. So I want to, of course, be able to put more pictures in here. So this time I think I'm going to make 2 pockets here so that I can fit more photos. And I'll take this one, which is a bit bigger, for the bottom pocket, and then I'll add, don't know if it'll be this one, but I'll add 1 photo in a top pocket. So this time I'm not gonna do the flaps like I did last time because I think there's plenty of space to put these in. So I'm going to make my life easier and just cut them the width that I want them to be. And I'm again going to use some coffee dyed paper. And now that I see it like this, I think the bottom one is way too tall. So maybe I'll make the bottom one like this and the top one like this. I think that's better. And I think I also want to make like a partial circle punch. I'm going to use my 1.5 inch or 3.8 centimeter circle punch. And in order to have the circles in exactly the same place so that they align, I'm going to just punch them both at the same time. And I'm going to do, I think, about 1/3 of a circle, not half. I think that would be too much. Try to center that. Yeah, so now they line up. So of course now I have to ink them both up and then we can glue these down. And just because I find it easier, I'm gonna glue these down with my art glitter glue, which isn't an art glitter glue, which is just my tacky glue in an art glitter glue bottle, thinned down with a tiny bit of water. Just easier because the nib is so much thinner that I can get the glue on it better rather than putting the glue all over like I usually would. So let's see, how high do we want to put the other pocket? Well, I have to see that this still fits in. Now I also want to add some pockets on both of these sides so they fit in pretty well. So I think I actually just want to make some, like I did with the other ones, some corner tuck spots because we don't need a full pocket there. So I'm going to measure. I don't need it to be the full length. I can do like this. So I will just trim this width. And now I can decide how high do I want it to be, and I just want it to be until my crease starts. So I'm just gonna mark it here, and I'm going to cut from here to the corner. And actually I changed my mind. I do want these corner tuck spots to have the flaps, otherwise they're gonna be very small. So I'm going to fold one piece up, maybe 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 centimeter. It's going to be the bottom one, and then I will do the same thing for the length of my paper, and this will then be for both corner tuck spots. And now again, so it's going to be not as wide, but that's okay. I again mark where my diagonal starts like this, and I will again just cut a triangle here. So I've just cut this triangle now, and I have my flaps on the back, and I will do the same thing with this piece. So we already have this part folded, so I just need to fold this part here up. This is going to be like this, and again I'm going to mark where my diagonal starts, and I'm again just going to cut this triangle. Now I have 2 triangles, and they both have the flaps. So now all we need to do, just to prevent unnecessary bulk, is just to cut the corner of the flaps off like this. And now I will again ink these 2 up, and then we can glue them down. And then it's a good idea right after you glue them to make sure that the glue hasn't seeped out from underneath the flaps, which could then maybe glue down your pocket, which we don't want. So I just want to make sure that everything is opened nicely. So these are all of our pockets for the inside, and we have the pockets for the outside. I have also printed some of these photos on regular copy paper because I was thinking it would be fun to have another photo under the flap here instead of having writing space, because I have plenty of writing space on the back sides of my photos. I don't need an extra space here, but it would be cute to have a photo here. So I will just choose 2, one for under each flap that I can then put underneath, which will kind of be a nice surprise. And by the way, if you don't have any thicker weight paper than regular copy paper, then just print everything on copy paper, and you could back it, for example, with book pages. That would also be really lovely. And if you don't have access to any printer, maybe you could find some postcards in a shop near you or something like that. There's always solutions. So I'm going to use this one for here. So I'm going to fold it, fold my triangle just like that, and then I will just glue that right into the crease. Oh, I forgot to crease it. Okay, I'll just have to position it correctly and then crease it by folding it with the other paper. So I'll just line up the corners right onto the crease, and then I just crease it like this. Okay, so we have those. Those are fun. And now, to be able to decorate some of the other items or some of the other pockets, like I did last time, I first want to decide which picture is going to go where to help me decide how to decorate it. So for these, I'm going to take the ones on the thicker cardstock. So I think this, for example, is a beautiful image to greet us in the beginning, and having something in here will hold this flap closed. So that's really good. So I have this one. I might add more than one to a pocket. We'll see, because I have more than plenty. Then we open this. And so this one will go in the middle. We already decided. So this one goes in here. Then maybe first I decide which one will go well with this one. I mean, I think they all do actually. I don't want to add the ones that I've already added to my triangles, so I'm not going to add this. And the other one was this one, so I can use these in another project. I really love this photo here. So I'll put that here. And maybe the chestnuts in this one. And then we still need something in this one. I can, of course, later then add, maybe I'll just add some more because that's cute. I always have the option later on to take some of these out and use them in another project. Like that. Maybe I'll keep that for something else. Now we have to think about how to decorate our pockets. One thing I found in my stash is this lovely natural history sticker, label and tape book from the company Pepin. I will see if I can find this on Amazon. So you see it has really cute stickers and some of them definitely will work for autumn. I've used many of these already, as you can see. This is such a fun sticker book. Many different sizes. A lot of ocean themed ones. These are kind of like washi strips. So here we have one with mushrooms. Look at that. Like, how cute are those? And here we have some pumpkin themed one, and this cabbage here. Oh, sorry, you cannot see. What am I doing? So the pumpkin and the cabbage here is really cute. Even these pomegranates here would work, I think, for fall. So maybe we can just use the pumpkin right here for the first pocket. And of course we need something underneath. So let's just grab some scraps. Just do something very, very simple. Don't want to overthink this. Just gonna glue them down so I don't have time to reconsider and take forever to do this. And as you can see, the text is sideways, and that's totally fine. Maybe just check that there's no bad words in it. No, seems okay. Let's put some handwriting over it. That. Now let's take our cute pumpkin sticker. Let's ink around it with my vintage photo, because we want this to stand out. And let's just plop that there. So how cute is that? Let's just continue. So let's do this one next. Wait, this red cabbage here. I'm not sure even if it's a cabbage, but it looks like a cabbage to me. Where is the picture of the cabbage? Oh, that's here. We could have put it in the front. Oh well, it's okay. We'll just add it. Let's add it here, why not? So let's take some different scraps this time. I have this coffee dyed piece here from my vintage notebook. I have some French text. I have some vintage music sheet. And then let's take our cabbage and we'll just stick that down like this. So, second pocket decoration done. Then we need something here, so maybe I'll just add some music paper since I have it right here. I would love to put one of these washi strips here, but the thing is they're all vertical. So if I turn them, for example, see these mushrooms, if I turn them sideways, it's gonna look weird on my pocket. Oh, there's more mushroom. Oh my gosh, they are so adorable. I could try this one. This has fruit. Maybe this doesn't look so... No, that also looks weird if it's sideways, or... I don't know. Oh, let's just do it. It's a bit white, so I just want to go over it a little bit. There, I guess it's cute. I also want to decorate these two. So maybe for these I could then cut out one of the tiny mushrooms. So let's just add a few bits again underneath. Let's go find those cute mushrooms. Look, they're so cute. So which one do we want? Or do we want two? No, I think that's weird. I will take these for here, and then we'll choose another one for the other side. Like that. Let's take the green one. Never seen one like that. I'm not sure if they actually exist. So that's the second one. And I do also want to add something here. Maybe I'll add another strip, or is that too much? If I add another part of that same strip, that's, I don't know. Let's see. I guess it's okay. There. So let's put this back. We could put these behind here as well. Yep, I like that. Okay, we've got this. Do we need something here? What do you think? I mean, when we take these out, it is kind of plain, right? So let's do the same thing there. We could add some more of these mushrooms here. See, now they're the right way up. So I'll take 3 of these. And we do something here as well. Can add some more mushrooms there. I've been really good at using some stickers lately. I'm very happy to not just be hoarding them, because I don't want to give these away. They're so cute, but I used to never use them, and now it makes me happy to finally use some of these. And there we are. So let's put these back. So now I can glue this onto my page. For this I will use the 3-in-1 glue just because I know it's a bit stronger. And also because this is not going to make my page wavy like the tacky glue might. Of course, what I could have done if I would have thought about it earlier is to make this a pocket. It would have been nice to have a side-loading pocket. Oh well, didn't plan that well. And finally, I want to take this bigger card, which is now a journaling card, and I will write about my walk on the back here. Okay, I've added a date as well so that if I look through this in the future, I will know when I took this walk and when I made this page. So I will just add this here and close this up. And that's our page for today. I think that was really fun. And I love having my own photos in here. So if you have the opportunity and if you're able to go outside, take some pictures, you'll be astonished the things you'll find if you're tuned into it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. It means the world to me. I love you guys. Mwah, mwah.